So it was. And then it would be what?
Do you have a second?
Yeah, that's a huge
Research to stay with you.
Good morning, Mary Jo. Nice to see you in person. Okay, are we ready in the bench? We are. Okay, Jen, are we ready for colleagues?
Yes.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025, and we'd like to welcome everyone to the board meeting. We'll call this meeting to order at 9 a.m. The teleconference number is 1-971-254-3149. Conference ID 866-914-607#. Audio capabilities are listen only and offered on a best effort for the public. Our meeting is also live streamed, and you can join us online by going to our website. Live stream is also available at tctvonline.com and click on live broadcasts. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute your phone when your agenda item is ready to be discussed. For those joining via computer, please unmute your microphone and turn on your camera when your agenda item is called. All others must remain muted with their cameras turned off. Thank you. Public comment. Those intending to provide public comment to the board may attend in person or email submissions to the public comments email on our website. Public comments received by 12 p.m. on Tuesday will be distributed to the board, posted online before the meeting, and become part of the public record. You may also provide public comment virtually by registering ahead of time. To register, please email public comments by 12 p.m. on the Tuesday prior to the board meeting. Public comments can also be mailed to the Board of Commissioners Office, 201 Laurel Avenue, Tillamook, Oregon, 97141. For more information on public comment options, please visit the Board of Commissioners webpage. Do we have anyone signed up in the room, or is anyone registered online for public comment? We do not. Okay, great. We would welcome everyone in the room and invite them to sign the guest list if they've not done so. And we will begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Fournier, would you lead us to the roll?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have no public comments and we have no non-agenda items, so we're going to launch right into our legislative administrative agenda today with item number 5. Consideration of a prevailing wage rate contract for construction with EC Electric for the Tillamook County Justice and Jail Center generator replacement project. And I believe we have Lieutenant Fernando Silveira with us from the Sheriff's Office.
Hopefully it works this week.
Or we don't. He may have something else crucial that he's been called to do. Is there any other of the commissioners who would feel comfortable carrying this? Or
I would carry it.
thank you, if you would, please.
This finally is the generator replacement. So I'm happy to see that. I didn't know it was going to be on it, so I am happy. Sorry we didn't get that grant that we tried for, but you can't win them all.
You cannot, but we should just keep trying.
I don't have any other information about it.
Commissioner Bell.
I'm trying to remember when it first came to our attention, but we've needed to replace the generator at the jail for a long time, and so this is, as Paul suggested, this is very welcome that it's finally happening. We need to do it. We don't have a choice.
No, they don't make parts for it anymore.
Right.
And that whole facility runs on it, and we're responsible for it. That lives there and that works there. So.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't have adults in custody without power, and certainly in Tillamook County, we have the opportunity to use our flashlights and candles way too frequently. So I think that this is just a vital piece of equipment.
And all the security runs electronically.
Exactly.
The door
So
locks and the cameras.
right. So for the jail, when we have adults in custody and we lose power, it is exceptionally challenging. I have no doubt. Okay, then I think it is. I think we're ready for a motion.
Madam Chair, I move approval of a prevailing wage rate contract for construction with EC Electric for the Tillamook County Justice and Jail Center generator replacement project.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 6. Consideration of an actuarial services agreement with Milliman Inc. for GASB 75 valuation services. Mary Jo Beckstead, Human Resources Analysis. Good morning, Mary Jo.
Good morning. All right, so just a quick overview. The GASB 75 is required accounting and financial reporting for any post-employment benefits other than pensions. So it's particular coverage for medical, dental, vision costs for those retirees that are receiving either CIS benefits or Medicare Plan F. So what Tillamook County Human Resources Department, they were tasked with gathering that data and providing it to Milliman, who will then create that mandated valuation report. So before you is this year's services agreement for Milliman to provide those services. That's
Perfect.
it in a nutshell. So,
Thank you. Questions, commissioners?
No questions. We clearly we need this, and I'm grateful for the services of Milliman. I think they do a great job, and I'm always interested to see the information that they produce for us and our employees.
I have nothing more.
Okay, I will just add that Milliman is, as Commissioner Olson was inclined to say, the gold standard of actuaries across the state of Oregon and in fact across the nation. So I know that we have a good contractor there, and I too look forward to their evaluation of the benefits. So thank you.
All
Okay.
right.
Madam Chair, I'd like to thank Mary Jo for carrying this. This topic is a little out of my league as interim HR director, and she's jumped in and helped shepherd this agreement to you today. Thank you.
Perfect.
you.
Thank you.
Mary
You're
Jo.
welcome.
This is Mary
Okay.
Jo's wheelhouse. Firmly. So thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Okay, I think we're ready for a motion.
Madam Chair, I move approval of an actuarial services agreement with Milliman Inc. for GASB 75 valuation services.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, item number 7, consideration of the adoption of a revised Tillamook County non-represented exempt and Tillamook County non-represented exempt Oregon Public Service Retirement Plan 2024-2025 salary schedule effective March 11th, 2025. And do we have Sean Blanchard with us this morning? I don't. Oh, yep, there she is. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning. I was asked to update the non-rep pay table, so here it is before you for your adoption. It's been a while since I did it, so I'm not sure if Rachel's there and she can speak to what it was we added. I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry, I'm running a little bit behind this morning.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yes, I can add some additional information if you'd like. This was my oversight. A couple of weeks ago, you approved a non-budgeted position in Public Works Department, the Public Works Shop Supervisor, personnel requisition. We've been going through that process. It was caught that the position was not on the pay table. When I was doing the check to ensure that it was on the pay table prior to bringing the personnel requisition before you, my eye caught the road district supervisor, and I was thinking it was the same one. And so this should have come before you at the time that the personnel requisition did. So it's ready for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments, Commissioner?
Don't have any.
No, not for me.
Not from me either. I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move approval of the adoption of a revised Tillamook County non-represented exempt and Tillamook County non-represented exempt Oregon Public Service Retirement Plan 2024-2025 salary schedule effective March 11th, 2025.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Okay.
Thank,
and that
thank you,
literally-
commissioners.
Yes, thank you. That literally was the shortest agenda I think we've ever had. So, I know, right? I do know that we will have an executive session this morning, but before we do that, I would love to take the opportunity for any board concerns and to do our announcements.
Not for me.
Not for me.
3556 is not a
Why don't
concern
you
for
talk
you?
about that? Yes, it is. Why don't you talk about that? Madam Chair?
So I will take this opportunity just to quickly discuss House Bill 3556, which is a bill brought forward by Javity and Weber, Representative Javity and Senator Weber, to allow some flexibility in the transient lodging tax so that rather than having 70% be required to go to tourism-related facilities and promotions, it's a 50-50 split so that we can spend 50% of it as we need to and 50% on the tourism related facilities and promotions. So it has a hearing coming up tomorrow at the legislature. We are looking for anyone who's hearing us today and interested in having more flexibility for the county to support the things we truly need to write a letter of support for this particular bill. We are seeing a few letters of support begin to pop up, but it's going to take more than that given the letters of opposition. I believe that Commissioner Fournier will be traveling to Salem tomorrow to give in-person testimony on this. I will be doing written testimony. I hope Commissioner
will
Brody,
I.
you will be able to do that as well. Right now, what we're seeing is opposition from chambers of commerce, opposition from tourism agencies, and opposition from members of Orla businesses. So I think, what I hope to remind them in my written testimony is that this change is not a mandate for every community, it's an opportunity. And to really talk about how in our community, we need this opportunity. Other communities may not. They may find that tourism promotion is still the most important thing that they can do. But certainly what we've seen on the Oregon coast is we have had plenty of promotion. People know about us. We have a very consistent stream of visitors to our fine county, and we struggle with services to support those visitors. So, we're hopeful that the legislature will be able to see their way clear to providing opportunity for counties that need it to make some different decisions. So, anything you would add?
I would just, to give an example for the public to understand, one of the things that almost every business, restaurant, lodging in the county would tell you is they need more workforce housing. And that, as of now, we can't use any of the TLT money for that. This would possibly allow us to free some up to maybe direct that way. We do that with our TLT permits. We fund some grants for that.
Right.
This bill would allow us to put money on other areas of the county infrastructure that is impacted negatively by tourists. So I think this is a huge, very important measure. And I'm glad that we actually have a hearing for it. But and anybody that can testify in favor, it would be great.
Absolutely. This is we've gotten this further in the legislative session, I think, than it's ever gone before, which is hopeful. These bills have been introduced, I think, every year, probably, but certainly for the last 5 years. I'm not sure if prior to that as well. I know Senator Johnson worked on this during her time with us, but we were never able to get a hearing for a bill. We were never able to get it to see the light of day. And this one is not only seeing the light of day, it has the ear of Orla, which means that it's actually reaching out into the community and people are starting to ask questions and be aware of it. So that's the good news. The bad news is it has the ear of Orla, which means there's plenty of testimony and opposition to it through their membership that they've been able to stir up. So it hopefully will generate a good conversation at the legislature. And if by some, luck we get it through, it will be an amazing opportunity in our community to sort of right size how we work with our tourism industry and how we take care of our own infrastructure, et cetera.
Yeah, I would just add that I know that Will Chappell from the Headlight Herald is writing a story on this for next week's paper. So
Great.
there'll be a lot more information on this bill in that.
Perfect. Any comments?
I think this is a great opportunity. I agree with my colleagues. I'm encouraged that it's gotten further than it ever has before. And I think it's interesting to consider the 70-30 split, that there are plenty of communities that are not limited to the 70-30 split because they were grandfathered in. So there are communities that are able to use almost all of their TLT to operate government services. Tillamook County came to TLT very late in the game, by which time we had the 70-30 split. And my perception is that it's just too extreme. And I think, I won't speak for my fellow commissioners, but I probably could in saying that we appreciate our destination management organizations and the work they do. They do great work and important work. And when we were just discussing the folks who have testified so far for chambers and for member organizations like Orla and Oregon Coast Visitors Association. Those folks they're interested in protecting their revenue. So, for their organizations, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we think it's out of balance. So we'd like to see just 50% to be able to use at the discretion of local government, and 50% continue to invest in tourism facilities and promotions, which we very much value. Tillamook County has benefited from that, but I don't think we need the whole 70% going there.
Correct. And I think the other thing is this is not a mandate for communities, it's an opportunity. And I think that's an important aspect to the bill is that it's not a mandate. You know, if there are communities that would like to spend more of their money on tourism promotion, that continues to be an opportunity for them if it's their opportunity, if it's their area of greatest need. And I think that's what I hope legislators will understand is that this is about opportunity. This is about recognizing the individual situations of different counties and allowing those counties to act accordingly to make sure that the needs are met. And I think that's where the 70-30 fails, is the 70-30 makes an assumption that all across the state of Oregon, the greatest need is tourism promotion. And for certain areas, that is true. You know, they don't have an endless stream of tourists the way that we do. So I think this, again, it's not a mandate, it's an opportunity. And I'm hopeful that our legislature can hear that from us, can see that, and consider moving forward with the opportunity. So thank you for just a few minutes there. I felt like this is timely, and for anyone who's listening who doesn't know how, OLIS is how you provide testimony. You can search up on your computer OLIS Oregon, OLIS. And then if you have any other questions, reach out to us. Or if you go into the archives of YouTube, I think that you can find a wonderful video created by Senator Johnson. And while it was created a number of years ago, OLIS hasn't changed. And it tells you exactly how to use the system so that you can find the bill that you're interested in and figure out how to sign up for testimony. So thank you, Senator Johnson.
That's how I learned to use OLIS, was Senator Johnson's video.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
Yes, and I'm certain, YouTube never gets rid of anything, so
No,
I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah.
The internet never forgets. So, okay, any other board concerns while we're all together? No, okay, not hearing any. I do believe we have an executive session this morning. Council Sergeant, would you like to tell
I'd be
us?
happy to announce that you're going to go into executive session under 190-2662E, and that's to consult with people that you've designated to negotiate or conduct real property transactions on your behalf.
Perfect, thank you, and I don't expect any decisions to be made in this executive session. So if anyone's wondering if they should hang out and wait to see what we say afterwards, I don't expect any decisions. So with that, we will recess this board meeting at 9:17 a.m.
Yeah.
Like this, and both picked up your cup, and both took a drink, and both put it down. Too much time together. Okay, we are returning. Not okay. Okay, we are returning to our commissioner meeting at 9:40 a.m. I did forget to read the announcement, so I will do that in case anyone's still with us. A supplementary budget workshop of the Tillamook County Budget Committee will be held on Wednesday, March 19th. 2025 at 2 p.m. to discuss and approve updates and changes to the current fiscal year 24-25 budget. The meeting will be held in the Board of Commissioners Meeting Room 106 in the Tillamook County Courthouse, 201 Laurel Avenue in Tillamook. Teleconference number can be found on the website. Commissioners will hold a board briefing on Wednesday, March 19th, immediately following the supplemental budget meeting held at approximately 2:30 p.m. to discuss weekly commissioner updates. Again, this meeting will be held in the Board of Commissioners Meeting Room 106 in the Courthouse, Laurel Avenue. Again, teleconference number on the website. The commissioners will attend a Tillamook Lightwave meeting on Tuesday, March 25th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. The meeting will be held at the Tillamook PUD in the Carl Rahm Meeting Room. Okay, with that, we will adjourn this meeting at 9:41 a.m. All of 3. Really only 2 to sign.
Yeah, so the 65 of these things, one in classic